Dear Chosen One, before we begin, I want to take a sacred moment to speak directly to you. Thank you, deeply and sincerely, for being here. And to those of you who have supported this message through Super Thanks, your generosity is seen, honored, and truly appreciated. You're not just helping this word reach more people, you're actively participating in God's unfolding plan. But whether you've given or not, your presence here is a gift, and I am grateful that you've chosen to walk this journey with me. You're part of something sacred, and you being here is no accident. Now, listen carefully, because what I'm about to say isn't just a message, it's a confirmation. If you're watching or listening right now, it's because God has led you here. You are not here by coincidence. You're not here by mistake. You have been drawn in by divine design because something extraordinary is about to unfold in your life, and it will begin at the end of March. You have felt the shift already, haven't you? The stirring in your spirit, the sense that something bigger is coming. That's because it is, and it's coming for you. This isn't a small adjustment. This is a complete transformation. What you've been praying for in private, what you've been holding in your heart in silence, is about to break forth into your reality. The things you thought were delayed, they're actually right on schedule. God's schedule. And now, it's all aligning in ways that only heaven could orchestrate. You've been prepared for this. The waiting, the battles, the silence, they were never wasted. Every twist in your journey has been part of a divine setup, leading you to this exact moment. God's plan for you is not just real, it's in motion. And this shift coming at the end of March will move faster than anything you've experienced before. So pause, Chosen One. Right now, if you know in your spirit this message is for you, I invite you to drop 777 in the comments. Not as superstition, but as a spiritual declaration. That number is a symbol of divine alignment, and by writing it, you're saying, I receive this. I'm aligned with what God is doing in my life, because deep down you already know this moment has your name on it. This is more than change. It's your calling coming alive. The reality you're about to walk into won't just look different. It will feel different. Things will click. Doors will open. Peace will replace confusion. Your purpose will no longer be a distant dream. It will become your everyday reality. Why? Because you were born for this. You were chosen for this. And everything is finally falling into place. This is your time. This is your appointment. This is your calling, finally arriving right on time. Everything God has promised, every whisper in the night, every confirmation in your spirit is about to take form in front of your eyes. So rise, Chosen One. Let's go. God's chosen ones, you won't believe what God is about to do. God's message. Chosen One, have you felt it? That quiet stirring in your soul, that subtle shift in the atmosphere around you. It's not just a hunch or wishful thinking, it's a divine signal. Something profound is unfolding, and it's not merely for the distant future. It's for this very moment. Can you sense the acceleration in the spiritual realm, the momentum building in silence? What if what you've been waiting for is already in motion? Right now, the unease you feel isn't fear. It's the trembling before glory. It's the echo of God's voice preparing to shake the heavens and the earth. As Hebrews 12:26 declares, "Yet once more I will shake not only the earth but also the heavens." The end of March is not just a date on the calendar. It is a spiritual threshold. Everything you've walked through, every silent battle, every moment you questioned your worth, it's all been preparing you for this. This isn't random. This is orchestration from above. Think about the story of Corrie ten Boom, the woman who hid Jews during the Holocaust. She was imprisoned, tortured, yet remained faithful. After the war, she became a global messenger of forgiveness and faith. Her pain became her pulpit. Chosen one, could it be that your affliction was also allowed because of the stage God is building for you? You're not just watching history, you're being written into it. The world as you know it is on the cusp of divine reformation, and guess who is called to the front line? You, the one who stayed obedient when no one saw, the one who believed even when the outcome was invisible. Romans 8:19 reminds us, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." And now that unveiling is drawing near. This isn't merely about personal transformation, it's a global awakening. A new era is not creeping in, it's roaring. By the end of March, a movement will emerge that shifts culture, thought, and spirit. The chosen ones, those marked by fire, crushed by trials, and raised through obedience, will rise. Their voices will thunder like Elijah before the prophets of Baal. Their presence will disrupt systems. Could it be that the pain you endured was heaven's way of sculpting a warrior for this very hour? Look at Harriet Tubman, a woman born into slavery, beaten and scarred, who escaped but didn't stop there. She returned over and over to free hundreds through the Underground Railroad. Her calling was bigger than her chains. Just like her, what if your suffering was never the end of the story, but the training ground for deliverance? God's blueprint for your life is now intersecting with the destiny of nations. The shift is not symbolic, it is supernatural. Isaiah 43:19 proclaims, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth, do you not perceive it?" Yes, chosen one, the new has already begun, even if the world hasn't caught up yet. Your role? To perceive it, to step into it, to carry it. Even the life of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the German theologian who stood up to Hitler, shows us what the chosen must sometimes face. Imprisoned and eventually executed for his faith, he became a voice that echoed long beyond his death. God doesn't waste boldness, and he surely won't waste yours. Have you wondered why you've been feeling the urge to rise, even if you're not sure what for? Chosen one, 1 Peter 2:9 says, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light." This is not metaphor, this is identity. You are not a spectator, you are a shift bringer, a light bearer, a vessel of holy disruption. Chosen one, have you ever wondered why your spirit has been restless lately? Why you've felt the urgency deep in your bones, like something massive is on the verge of erupting in your life? This isn't your imagination. It's a divine certainty, not some vague spiritual idea. God's plan for you has never been theoretical. It has always been precise, powerful, and perfectly timed. And now, that time has arrived. What if, in the blink of an eye, everything that once seemed out of reach suddenly became tangible? What if the walls that blocked you for years suddenly collapsed, not by your might, but by divine intervention? Habakkuk 1:5 declares, "Look at the nations and watch, and be utterly amazed. For I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told." That's not just a scripture, that's your prophecy. Chosen one. This is the rise of those who were forged in silence, refined in fire, and hidden in plain sight. The rise of those who never fit in because they were never meant to. Over the next few days, signs will become undeniable. Alignments will accelerate. Divine setups will unfold so flawlessly, they will leave no room for coincidence. Could it be that everything you've endured was not a delay, but a setup? Think about the story of Helen Keller, who was born blind and deaf, yet rose to become an author, activist and lecturer who changed the way the world viewed disability. Her rise wasn't for her alone. It became a breakthrough for generations. Likewise, your rise is not just about what you'll gain, it's about who you're called to impact. Romans 8:28 assures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Doors are about to open that no man can shut. Connections are being orchestrated in rooms where your name is being spoken, even though you haven't stepped into them yet. Resources will come from places you didn't expect, and the pace of your life will suddenly shift. But this shift isn't for comfort, it's for calling. Isaiah 22:22 declares, "I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open." Do you realize how rare it is to be entrusted with divine access? Look at Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. In a time when women weren't permitted into leadership roles, she followed a divine conviction and revolutionized healthcare, not just in hospitals, but across continents. She didn't rise for applause. She rose because purpose demanded it. And so will you. What you're stepping into is more than destiny. It's a holy assignment. The world may celebrate your success, but heaven recognizes your surrender. You weren't chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you said yes when others walked away. John 15:16 says, "You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last." That fruit, it's not only your dream, it's Saturday, Pasidi, it's answer one time to you, Dio, po, amper, butter, turidi, in, imbued, bacchusanged. And never forget, this mission is not about personal glory, it's about a global awakening. The rise of the chosen ones signals a collective surge, a divine rebellion against darkness, despair, and division. It's a call to rebuild, to heal, to lead with love and light. Micah 6:8 reminds us, "What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." The world needs this, and God has appointed you to bring it. Think of Nick Vujicic, born without arms or legs, who now inspires millions across the globe with the message of hope in Christ. Despite his limitations, he walks in unimaginable purpose. So ask yourself, chosen one, if someone like him can rise and shake nations, what could you do with everything God has poured into you? Chosen one, have you started to notice the shift, not just inside you, but all around you? Do you feel as though the atmosphere itself responds to your presence, as if something invisible yet undeniable is moving in your favor? That's not coincidence, it's confirmation. As you begin to step more fully into the calling that God has placed on your life, the external world can't help but react. Why? Because when someone chosen by God awakens, even creation pays attention. What happens when heaven places its mark on someone? Influence flows not from ambition, but from divine alignment. Psalm 75:6-7 tells us, "No one from the east or the west or from the desert can exalt themselves. It is God who judges. He brings one down, he exalts another." God himself is lifting you now, and others will feel it. They'll sense that you carry something different, not pride, but presence, not noise, but divine authority. Look at William Wilberforce, the man who led the fight to abolish the British slave trade. Though he faced relentless opposition, his unwavering faith drove him forward. He wasn't merely persuasive, he was chosen. He spoke, and empires trembled. Now, chosen one, what could happen when you begin to speak from a place of divine calling? But it won't stop at influence. You won't just walk the path God laid for you. You will become a guidepost for others. You will lead not by force, but by the light you carry. You will walk people through their storms, not because you avoided your own, but because you survived them. Isaiah 61 declares, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." That light isn't for decoration, it's for direction. It's meant to shine through you so others find their way. Think about Sojourner Truth, born into slavery, but destined to be a voice for justice and faith. She could not read or write, yet she delivered powerful speeches that pierced the conscience of a nation. Her power didn't come from education or status. It came from God. So ask yourself, if God could use her brokenness for national transformation, what could He do through your surrender? The days ahead will not be ordinary. You are about to witness a transformation that will shake both the visible and invisible realms. The structures that once seemed immovable are about to fall. The lies that once ruled will dissolve in the presence of truth. Jeremiah 1:10 says, "See, today I appoint you over nations and kingdoms to uproot and tear down, to destroy and overthrow, to build and to plant." That's not just for prophets. That's for you, the one God has appointed to rise in this hour. God's plan is not chaos. It is a masterful design, unfolding like a tapestry where every thread has a purpose, even the dark ones. Over the next few weeks, what seemed random will suddenly make sense. What once broke you will now build you. What once silenced you will now amplify your voice. Have you noticed how truths are beginning to surface in areas where lies once reigned? This is not random exposure, it's divine realignment. Look at Diet Emmon, a young Dutch woman who risked her life to rescue Jews during World War II. She wasn't seeking recognition. She simply followed the stirring of her conscience, driven by faith. She watched systems collapse and truth emerge. She wasn't a prophet, but she lived prophetically. Chosen one, isn't that exactly what's happening now? The collapsing of the false to make room for the true. 2 Corinthians 4:6 says, "For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' made His light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of God's glory displayed in the face of Christ." That light is now awakening in you. Every day you are becoming more attuned to this divine energy. You're no longer waiting for change. You are the change. And the world will not be able to ignore it much longer. You weren't meant to blend in. You were made to break through. The tide of heaven is rising, and it's sweeping you with it. You are stepping into your true essence, not just as a believer, but as a builder of what's to come. Watch closely, chosen one, because what unfolds next will not only confirm your calling, it will ignite your destiny. Chosen one, have you ever wondered what it would feel like when God's plan finally begins to manifest visibly in your life? What if I told you that the transformation you've been sensing, that pull towards something greater, is about to unfold in 5 powerful phases, each designed to elevate you not only in position, but in purpose? These aren't random changes. They are divine stages crafted specifically for you, to awaken the fullness of your calling. The first of these phases is not subtle. It is bold, immediate, and unforgettable. You will experience a surge in wealth, status, and influence so sudden and undeniable that even you will be left speechless. Could it be that the very things you once dreamed of and then laid down in surrender are now being returned to you by God's own hand? Deuteronomy 8:18 declares, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth." This wealth is not a reward. It is a resource, and it is only the beginning. Do you remember how Joseph, sold into slavery and imprisoned for years, rose in a moment to become second in command over Egypt? His shift came swiftly, but it was not random. It was orchestrated by God. Just like Joseph, you may have endured betrayal, hardship, or obscurity, but all of it was preparation for this sudden rise. Are you ready for doors that were once locked to swing wide open? This next chapter in your journey will not be limited to finances. Your influence will stretch across spheres, socially, politically, and spiritually. You will find yourself becoming a voice in rooms you never expected to enter, a guide for people who once overlooked you. Proverbs 22:29 says, "Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before obscure men." This is no accident. You're being positioned to lead, but this leadership is not about spotlight. It's about stewardship. Think of Howard Schultz, the man who turned Starbucks into a global empire. Raised in a poor housing project in Brooklyn, he never forgot his roots. His rise wasn't merely about coffee. It became about changing how companies treat people. Likewise, your elevation isn't about accumulation. It's about impact. With the influence God is entrusting to you, how will you transform the atmosphere around you? And yes, you will feel the pull of the world, the temptation to believe this was your doing. But chosen one, let this truth anchor you. James 1:17 reminds us, "Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights." Your wealth, your rising influence, your favor, all of it is a divine assignment. You are not here to impress, you are here to uplift. Angela Merkel, Germany's first female chancellor, never sought power for ego. Her leadership was marked by calm wisdom and moral clarity. She led her nation through crises and became one of the world's most respected leaders. Not because she demanded power, but because she carried responsibility with humility. Like her, your new platform is not a throne. It is a bridge. This first phase will challenge your character as much as it elevates your status. You'll be called to lead with compassion, to give generously, and to serve boldly. 1 Timothy 6:17-18 warns us, "Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant nor to put their hope in wealth, but to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share." Chosen one, the more God gives you, the more He entrusts you. Not just with resources, but with souls. And remember this, what you're stepping into is not about you. It's about what God wants to do through you. You were not elevated because you were the most qualified. You were elevated because you were the most surrendered. And that humility, that deep, reverent awareness that none of this is by your hand, will be your greatest protection. So now, as this first phase begins to unfold and the blessings begin to manifest with stunning speed, ask yourself this: what will you do with this power? Will you serve or seek status? Will you build kingdoms or build people? Matthew 5:16 speaks directly to this moment. "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." That is the call. That is the mantle. And you, chosen one, are about to walk in it. As your influence expands and your steps become more divinely ordered, something deeper is also taking place, something sacred. You are entering the second phase of your divine transformation, a profound spiritual awakening. But what does it truly mean to awaken on a soul level? And why now? In this phase, your connection to the spiritual realm will no longer feel like a distant echo. It will become as real as the breath you take. You'll begin to sense people's emotions before they speak, discern truth in silence, and feel the weight of decisions in your spirit before they reach your mind. This isn't just intuition, it's divine sensitivity. 1 Corinthians 2:10 reveals, "These are the things God has revealed to us by His Spirit." The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. You're being given access to those deep things, chosen one. Are you prepared to carry that wisdom? People will be drawn to you in ways you've never experienced before. They won't be able to explain it. They'll just know there's something about you that feels safe, sacred, set apart. Even animals will respond to your spirit. sensing in you a trustworthiness that is rare in this world. Why? Because you will walk with the fragrance of heaven upon you, and where light resides, darkness must retreat. Consider the story of Brother Lawrence, a humble monastery cook in 17th century France who became known for his profound closeness to God. He claimed no title, held no formal position of power, yet spiritual leaders came from far and wide to learn from him. His entire life became a ministry, not through sermons, but through stillness. In the same way, your mere presence will begin to bring peace, conviction, and clarity to those around you. You will lead not by force, but by frequency, the quiet frequency of divine presence. Matthew 5:14-16 reminds us, "You are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." You will not have to announce who you are. Heaven will announce you through the weight of your light, your compassion, your discernment, your unwavering peace. These will become your influence. Even as the world grows louder, your spirit will grow stiller. The chaos around you will not shake you, because your roots will run deep into the soil of divine wisdom. This is not just personal growth, it is a sacred responsibility. You're being refined to serve as a spiritual guide, a living testimony of what it means to walk with God in a world that has forgotten Him. Look at Jane Goodall, known for her groundbreaking work with chimpanzees. While her research made headlines, it was her quiet reverence for creation, her deep spiritual connection to animals and nature, that made her a beacon of wisdom and peace. She led with gentleness and conviction, not with force, but with presence. So now, chosen one, can you see how your sensitivity is not weakness? It's weaponry. But this phase does not belong to you alone. As your awareness heightens, you'll begin to feel an invisible connection, a global resonance, though you and the other chosen ones may live in different countries, speak different languages, and come from different pasts. Something profound will bind you together. Ephesians 4:4-6 declares, "There is one body and one Spirit, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all." You're being linked in spirit to a worldwide army of light. The world will begin to witness what unity truly looks like, not unity built on politics, culture, or even religion, but unity built on divine assignment. Like puzzle pieces scattered across the earth, the chosen ones will begin to fit together. Your gifts will amplify theirs, and theirs will sharpen yours. This is not an individual mission, it is a global awakening. Think of Wangari Maathai, the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. Through reforestation and environmental advocacy, she led a grassroots movement that empowered women and healed land, all while under constant threat. She didn't rise because she was loud, she rose because she was rooted. That's the kind of impact the chosen ones will carry together, quiet yet unshakable. Isaiah 11:9 offers a glimpse into what's coming. The earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. And that spreading knowledge, that divine awareness, will come through you. Through your stillness, your insight, your alignment. This collective power won't be about numbers, it will be about purity. The pure in heart will carry more weight than the mighty in number. You have stepped into the third phase of God's divine plan, a sweeping transformation of the global spiritual landscape. And you're not just witnessing it, you are called to lead it. This phase marks the fall of the false and the rise of the real. Corrupt systems, deceptive ideologies, and superficial spirituality that have long misled the masses are beginning to crumble. Their influence is waning, their masks falling. Jeremiah 6:13-14 warns us, "From the least to the greatest, all are greedy for gain. They dress the wound of my people as though it were not serious. Peace, peace, they say, when there is no peace. But now the illusion is breaking, and in its place, truth is rising. The world is hungry for authenticity. No longer satisfied with empty rituals or flashy performances, people will seek a deeper connection, not to institutions, but to God Himself. This isn't just a revival in churches, it's a global awakening of souls. Can you feel it? The shift is already underway, and you, chosen one, are meant to be a voice of clarity in the noise. Consider A.W. Tozer, a pastor and author whose words pierced through religious pretense and called believers back to intimacy with God. In a time when much of Christianity had become ritualistic, his writings sparked a hunger for true relationship with the divine. Like Tozer, your voice will cut through the fog. You won't speak from position, you'll speak from purity. This moment is about returning to essence, not abandoning faith, but stripping it of manipulation and restoring it with power. Isaiah 1:17 urges, "Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow." That is the heart of real spirituality: compassion, justice, humility, and you will embody it. The world won't just want sermons, they'll want examples. Your life will become a living message, your presence a mirror of the divine. Do you realize, chosen one, that the reason your path has been so painful is because you were being prepared to walk with credibility, not just charisma? You were never meant to be flashy. You were meant to be faithful. Look at Simone Weil, a brilliant French philosopher and mystic who left her comfortable life to work alongside laborers, believing that true spirituality demanded solidarity with the suffering. Her spiritual insights, born of humility and sacrifice, still challenge minds today. Her life wasn't loud, but it was lasting. So too will yours be. This is the time to speak truth, not in arrogance, but in anointing. As the false leaders fall away, the world will look for those who carry not just answers, but presence, and you will be ready. Not because you rehearsed it, but because God has refined you for this moment. John 4:23 declares, "Yet a time is coming, and has now come, when the true worshippers will worship the Father in the Spirit and in truth." That time has now come, and you are one of the worshippers who will lead others there. With the wealth, power, and spiritual depth now established in your life, you will stand as a lighthouse in a storm. Your presence will attract not just attention, but alignment. People will feel a stirring just by being near you. They will sense the truth in your words, because your life backs them up. You will embody what real modern spirituality looks like: powerful yet humble, grounded yet soaring, bold yet gentle. Take the story of Malcolm X, often misunderstood, but undeniably transformed. In his early years, he followed a broken path masked in religious extremism. But during a life-changing pilgrimage to Mecca, his perspective was radically reborn. He returned not as a divisive figure, but as a voice of global unity and truth. His evolution showed that even strong voices can be purified and repurposed, just like yours. And now, chosen one, as you step fully into this phase, the mystery of your life begins to make sense. The trials, the silence, the waiting, all of it has led to this. What once felt like wandering now feels like alignment. What once was confusion now becomes clarity. Romans 8:30 confirms, "Those he predestined, he also called. Those he called, he also justified. Those he justified, he also glorified." You are no longer wondering why you were chosen. You know. Chosen one, as you step fully into the fourth phase of the divine plan, something monumental happens. You no longer question your calling. You embody it. The time for hesitation has ended. The season of preparation has passed. You are now standing in the moment where power, clarity, and responsibility converge. Do you feel it? The weight of your mission, not as a burden, but as an anointing? This is the phase where everything that has been sown, the pain, the refinement, the obscurity, begins to produce fruit. And with it comes undeniable power, not just spiritual insight, but real-world impact. The wealth, the platforms, the favor you've gained, they are no longer just symbols of blessing. They are tools of transformation. 2 Corinthians 9:8 promises, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." Now, you will use those tools, not to build your own empire, but to build God's kingdom on earth. You'll fund visions that heal nations, speak words that restore hearts, and raise movements that outlive you. You are not just participating in change, you are becoming the catalyst of it, and you won't be alone. The chosen ones will rise together, united not by appearance or background, but by obedience. Think of Dr. Paul Farmer, the medical anthropologist who brought healthcare to the world's poorest nations. Despite opposition, he refused to believe that high-quality care should be reserved for the wealthy. His mission reshaped global health systems. Like him, you too have been equipped to create change where others saw only limitation. In this phase, you'll realize how thoroughly God has resourced you. Divine guidance will be clearer than ever. You'll feel heaven's backing in your decisions. The doors you walk through will open not by force, but by favor. Psalm 84:11 declares, "For the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does he withhold from those whose walk is blameless." You have been entrusted with power, not for pleasure, but for purpose. And as your vision expands, your heart will too. You'll begin to see how everything, even your past pain, was part of a larger picture. You'll create opportunities for others, fund justice, build schools, establish networks of healing. Do you feel the pull towards something bigger than yourself? That is heaven nudging you toward your legacy. Look at Yvon Chouinard, the founder of Patagonia. He gave away his billion-dollar company to fight climate change, stating, "Earth is now our only shareholder." He understood that true wealth serves the planet and people. Your rise will carry a similar mark, generosity driven by God's heartbeat for humanity. But this fourth phase is not the end. It is the threshold to what comes next, the fifth and final phase, a prophetic shift that will shock the world. The world will be shaken by unexpected climate events, economic breakdowns, and the sudden collapse of old systems. At first, fear will rise, leaders will fall, systems will fail, but you, chosen one, will stand unshaken, not because the storm is mild, but because your foundation is divine. This chaos will mark a divine reset. It is not destruction for destruction's sake. It is the clearing of what no longer serves humanity. Hebrews 12:27 speaks of this very moment. The words "once more" indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. And what remains will be led by those God has refined, you. As the world reels in confusion, the chosen ones will rise not as celebrities, but as stabilizers. You will become the answer the world has been unknowingly praying for. You will bring order to chaos, light to darkness, clarity to confusion. Isaiah 58:12 foretells this role. You will be called repairer of broken walls, restorer of streets with dwellings. This is the mantle you now wear. Think about José Andrés, the renowned chef who feeds communities struck by disaster through his World Central Kitchen. When chaos hits, he runs toward it with food, structure, and hope. You too will carry solutions birthed from the Spirit, meeting natural crises with supernatural clarity. In this season, borders won't stop you, cultures won't divide you, governments won't intimidate you, for your mission is not man-made, it is God-breathed, and where others see the end, you will see the beginning. While many run from the fire, the chosen ones will walk through it. as light bearers, not survivors. Romans 5:3-5 reminds us, "We glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, and hope does not put us to shame." You have persevered. Now you will lead. You will offer hope that does not disappoint. So now, chosen one, the question is no longer, what if? The question is, what now? Will you rise into your full leadership when the world needs it most? Will you guide others when the night grows darkest? Because this is your moment. The divine reset has begun, and you were made for such a time as this. Chosen one, what if the very storms ahead are not here to destroy you, but to reveal you? What if the global chaos and uncertainty are not signs of doom, but signals that your time to rise has finally come? The world is bracing for impact, but you have been prepared for transformation. This is not the moment to shrink back. This is the moment to step forward in full authority. Yes, the challenges ahead are great. Systems will collapse. Fear will flood the streets. People will search desperately for meaning, but in that darkness you will shine with divine clarity. Philippians 2:15 declares, "Then you will shine among them like stars in the sky, as you hold firmly to the word of life." That's not just a metaphor. That is your reality now. You will be the one others look to when all else fails. Can you feel the shift coming? Can you sense that the world is about to enter a shaking that no man, no nation, no leader can stop? And yet, God has been preparing you for this moment for years. Every hardship, every hidden season, every refining fire has led to this. Are you ready to stand when the rest of the world is falling? Look at Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist who endured the unthinkable, yet emerged with a message of hope. His suffering didn't destroy him, it revealed his purpose. Through his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he helped millions discover light, even in their darkest moments. Like Frankl, you too will help others find meaning in the midst of madness. The coming crisis is not your enemy, it is your activation point. It will not destroy the chosen, it will elevate them. While others crumble, you will rise with wisdom and solutions. Isaiah 62:3 speaks prophetically of this hour. Darkness covers the earth, but the Lord rises upon you, and his glory appears over you. Nations will come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your dawn. And this isn't just about you, it's about what flows through you. God is raising up chosen ones across the globe, each carrying a piece of his divine strategy. United, you will create a new world, one aligned with heavenly order, compassion, justice, and truth. This is not idealism. This is prophecy. This is not fantasy. This is your assignment. Consider Wangari Maathai, who faced government persecution, deforestation, and poverty in Kenya, yet she planted trees anyway. Her Greenbelt movement restored both land and hope, and she became the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize. She did not wait for ideal conditions. She created transformation through resistance, and now so will you. Chosen one, when the world cries out for answers, you will speak, not from fear, but from faith. When others hide in panic, you will lead with peace. When systems collapse, you will build what is pure and true. Proverbs 11:14 tells us, "Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety." You are one of those counselors, those chosen by God to guide not just individuals, but nations. You will not simply survive this moment, you will define it. You will not just endure the chaos, you will become the compass within it. You are not a passive observer, you are a divine participant in the greatest transformation humanity has ever known. Look at Clara Barton, who founded the American Red Cross during the Civil War. In the midst of blood, pain, and societal collapse, where others saw disaster, she saw the opportunity to serve. She stepped into the battlefield and brought healing. And now, as the world groans under pressure, you too are being called to the front lines of compassion. Psalm 46, 1-2 declares, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea." That is the spirit with which you must now lead. Not timidly, not fearfully, but as one who knows that God has already gone before you. Chosen one, do you realize the hour has come? Not just any hour, your hour. In a time of crisis, when the world trembles and uncertainty clouds the path ahead, you will not retreat. You will rise. You were chosen specifically for this moment. And now, everything God has poured into you, the wisdom, the trials, the insight, is about to be released in full. Are you ready to walk in the very purpose you were born for? This is not the time to hide your light. It is the time to let it shine without apology. Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. And now you will shine." Not to boast, but to guide. Your leadership will not be loud, but it will be undeniable. You won't need to convince anyone. Your presence alone will speak of the divine power within you. Take Fred Rogers, known simply as Mr. Rogers. In times of cultural tension, political unrest and fear, he offered peace through a simple television screen. He wasn't a politician, but his compassion shaped generations. Your kindness will carry the same weight. The world is desperate for authenticity, and you, chosen one, will lead with grace, humility, and unshakable truth. You are not just called to survive the storm. You are called to lead the world through it. Your rise will be marked by miracles, clarity, and compassion. And as you rise, others will follow, not because of your wealth or influence, but because of the light in your soul. Isaiah 58:10 declares, "If you spend yourselves in behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, your light will rise in the darkness, and your night will become like the noonday." This is your time to awaken others, to call them into the light you now carry. You will lead not by domination, but by example, not by fear, but by faith. People will come to you for guidance, strength, and spiritual direction. And you will lead them with the clarity that only comes from divine communion. Have you noticed how others are already looking to you for answers? Think of Frances Perkins, the first woman to serve in a US presidential cabinet. After witnessing the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, she used her political power to implement labor reforms that protected millions. Her leadership wasn't rooted in power, it was rooted in responsibility. So too, your influence will be a reflection of your commitment to righteousness. As the chosen ones rise across the globe, something unprecedented will happen. A collective shift in wealth, power, and purpose. Those who have remained faithful, who have resisted the temptations of compromise, will now receive the divine elevation promised long ago. Proverbs 13:22 tells us, "The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous." That transfer is already underway, and you are part of it. The abundance coming into your life will not be by accident. It is heaven's strategy. You are being equipped to fund missions, build institutions of healing, and establish networks of justice. This is not the prosperity of ego. This is the provision of purpose. God is entrusting you with more because He knows you will steward it for others. Look at John D. Rockefeller, who, despite his massive wealth, gave away over $500 million during his life, funding education, medicine, and humanitarian efforts. His legacy wasn't built on profit, but on purpose. Yours will be the same. A life marked not by accumulation, but impact. And with your material rise will come a spiritual deepening. You will begin to feel the heartbeat of God for the world in ways you never have before. Your sensitivity to others will sharpen, Your sense of purpose will crystallize. You will no longer wonder why you were chosen. You will know it in your bones. 1 Peter 4:10 reminds us, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. This is no longer preparation, it is fulfillment. So now, chosen one, ask yourself, what will I build with what I've been given? Who will I reach with the wealth and wisdom entrusted to me? Because this is not just a rise, it is a reveal. The world will no longer see you as a seeker. They will see you as a shepherd, one sent to gather and guide in a time of global shifting. The divine elevation happening now is not isolated. It is part of a prophetic alignment, and you are at the center of it. As economies quake, as leaders fall, and as systems are restructured, your influence will not just be welcomed, it will be needed. Your mission is not to control, but to restore. Romans 8:19 declares, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." You are that revelation. You are the answer creation has been waiting for. The world is watching. The gates are opening. Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. Chosen one, can you feel it rising within you, that unshakable pull, that quiet knowing that something greater is unfolding? The hour has come, not just for you individually, but for the collective rise of those God has handpicked across the earth. From every nation, every background, every walk of life, the chosen ones are awakening. And now, united in purpose, you are about to witness and participate in a movement that will shift the very direction of human history. The power of unity among the chosen is not a concept, it is a spiritual force. As you connect with others walking their divine path, a frequency is formed, one of love, justice, truth, and light. Ecclesiastes 4:12 declares, "Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves." A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. This is the foundation of the rising, not isolation, but interconnection. Together, you form an unbreakable bond. Think of Desmond Doss, a medic in World War II who refused to carry a weapon because of his faith. Alone, he could have been overrun, but through courage and spiritual conviction, he saved 75 men in one night, under fire. His faith, paired with divine strength, became a light in the darkest of places. Likewise, your faith, multiplied in unity with others, will become a light that leads the world. This collective rising is not about creating a new religion, it's about reviving divine purpose in a broken world. The chosen ones are not here to dominate, but to heal, not to divide, but to restore. And the moment you step fully into your role, the world around you will begin to feel your impact. Romans 12:4-5 says, "For just as each of us has one body with many members, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others." You are a vital part of this body, and without you, the mission is incomplete. As this unity strengthens, so too will the spiritual power flowing through you. It won't always be visible, but it will be undeniable. Doors will open without explanation. People will be drawn to your energy. Truth will seem to follow your words. These are not coincidences. They are divine orchestrations. Have you begun to notice these subtle alignments already? This is the unseen hand of God at work. Think of Rachel Carson, the marine biologist whose book Silent Spring helped launch the environmental movement. She wasn't trying to be a hero. She simply followed the truth she saw, and the ripple effects awakened a generation. That is what happens when one soul aligns with divine purpose. Now, imagine what happens when thousands rise at once. Ephesians 3:20 assures us, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." That power is not reserved for prophets of old. It is alive within you right now. It moves through your intuition, your courage, your compassion. The more you align with God's will, the more effortlessly this power will flow. And it is not meant to be hoarded. It is meant to change the world. This unseen force, this divine energy, is already shifting your atmosphere. You'll find yourself more intuitive, more peaceful, more in flow. You'll speak and people will listen. You'll move and obstacles will dissolve. This is not magic. It is divine intervention. Psalm 32:8 promises, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you." You are never alone in this. Heaven walks beside you, clearing the path ahead. Consider Irina Sendler, a Polish social worker who smuggled 2,500 Jewish children out of the Warsaw Ghetto during the Holocaust. She used her position to work miracles in silence, guided by a moral clarity few possessed. She didn't carry weapons, she carried conviction. Like her, your unseen strength will birth visible miracles. So now, chosen one, the question must be asked, what will you do with this power? Will you contain it, or will you release it into a world desperate for light? This energy is sacred. It is God-breathed. And the more you align with His will, the more it will elevate you, not for personal glory, but for global transformation. Isaiah 61:1 proclaims, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives, and to comfort all who mourn." This is your calling. This is your mission. You were not chosen just to witness revival. You were chosen to lead it. Chosen one, as we approach the end of March, something holy is unfolding, not just around you, but within you. The timing may appear sudden, but in God's eyes, it has always been exact. Every delay, every closed door, every painful detour was divinely choreographed to bring you to this moment. Can you feel the alignment beginning to take shape? Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." This season, your season, is not a coincidence. It is the culmination of silent prayers, unseen obedience, and unwavering faith. God's timing is never rushed, never delayed. And now, as the end of March draws near, you are standing at the intersection of destiny and divine appointment. Think of David, once a shepherd boy rejected by his own family, anointed king long before the throne was his. For years he wandered, fought and waited, until at the appointed time, everything shifted. What if the waiting in your life was never about punishment, but about positioning? What if everything you've endured was preparing you for the crown God already placed on your head? This divine alignment is not to be feared, it is to be celebrated. The setbacks you've faced, the battles you've endured, the moments you wanted to give up, they were all working together. Romans 8:28 assures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." What felt like a detour was actually the direct route to your destiny. Consider Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years imprisoned. His life looked like it was over, but at the appointed time he was released to lead a divided nation into healing. Had he been released too soon, the world may not have been ready. Your release too is not random. It is divinely timed. You are being positioned to lead at a time when your light will make the greatest impact. And yes, peace is beginning to rise in you, the kind that cannot be explained, only experienced. The pieces of your life are fitting together like a puzzle. The why behind your pain is being revealed. The closed doors are unlocking. Isaiah 60:22 speaks to this acceleration. "The least of you will become 1,000, the smallest a mighty nation. I am the Lord. In its time, I will do this swiftly." It's not just that things are happening. They are happening quickly, because the time is now. Katherine Johnson, the brilliant NASA mathematician whose calculations helped launch astronauts into orbit, was overlooked for years because of her race and gender, but when the world needed precision and courage, she was called. She didn't just show up, she transformed history. You too are being called, because the world is ready for what you carry. The end of March will not simply close a chapter, it will open a new era, one where prayers become plans and plans become platforms, one where the vision you've been nurturing in secret becomes a reality witnessed in public. And when the world asks how it happened, you'll simply say, God's timing. But there's more. As the world around you plunges deeper into uncertainty, your rise will become even more critical. In a time of darkness, your light will shine with radiant clarity. Matthew 5:16 calls you to it. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. You will not just be noticed, you will become a guide. Think of Harriet Tubman, who didn't just escape slavery. She went back over and over to free others. She risked her life not to survive, but to lead. In these coming days, your leadership will not just inspire, it will liberate. The world is aching for hope, and God has placed that hope inside you. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to stand taller than ever before. You will be the calm in the storm, the compass in the confusion, the hand that lifts others toward faith, peace, and purpose. And you will do it not by might, not by force, but by the divine power flowing through you. Isaiah 41:10 is your assurance. Do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You are not rising alone. Heaven is backing your every step. So, chosen one, what will you do when the world turns toward you for direction? Will you speak with confidence? Will you move with compassion? Will you lead with purpose? Because this is your time. This is your hour. Everything is lining up, not because of chance, but because of God's perfect design. You are no longer preparing. You are stepping into the moment you were made for. Beloved chosen one, as we come to the end of this powerful message, let this truth remain in your heart. The world needs the light you carry. In the days ahead, people will look to you, not because of titles or recognition, but because your presence speaks of something greater. You were not chosen to be silent. You were chosen to shine. And through your light, others will find their way back to faith, truth, and the heart of God. Every word you speak, every act of love, every moment you lead with compassion will ripple outward, bringing healing to the broken and clarity to the confused. You are a vessel of divine hope in a world that is longing for direction. And as you walk in your purpose, you'll begin to realize you were never alone. God was guiding you all along, preparing you for such a time as this. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for walking this journey with me, for listening, reflecting, and rising into who you were truly meant to be. Your time, your presence, and your faithfulness mean more than you know. If you've been moved by this message and feel led to support the mission through a super thanks, I humbly invite you to do so. Your kindness helps keep these messages reaching those who need them most. But whether you choose to give or not, please know this: you are deeply appreciated and endlessly loved. Your support in any form, whether it's a donation, a comment, or simply receiving this message with an open heart, is a gift. And now I speak this blessing over you. May God's light surround you, His strength uphold you, and His purpose guide every step you take. May peace flood your soul, favor go before you, and love flow through everything you touch. This is your time. This is your calling. And this is only the beginning. Rise and lead, chosen one. The world is waiting.